Are you afraid of spiders? Do you check the ceiling and corners of a room for any sign of a spider? Do you check your shoes to make sure they don't have any 8-legged monsters waiting to attack your toes? Or maybe you check under the bed before going to sleep to make sure there aren't any creepy spiders that may crawl on you at night. The unreasonable fear of spiders is known as arachnophobia, and while a lot of people may be at least a little afraid of spiders, to meet the criteria for a specific spider phobia, those who are suffering from it will go to great lengths to make sure they never see a spider. They may avoid hiking or camping or any situation where a spider might be present. The good news is, this lifelong extreme fear of spiders can be cured with a single 2-hour therapy session. After such a session, adults were able to hold a tarantula in their bare hands, even 6 months after the treatment. In one study, before the therapy sessions, participants were not able to get closer than 10 feet on average to a spider, and many were even too afraid to look at photographs of spiders. When participants were shown pictures of spiders, regions of their brains associated with fear responses became activated. Then, the subjects underwent a 2 to 3 hour therapy session called short exposure therapy, in which they were taught about tarantulas, and they learned that many of the fears they believed about spiders were not true. Participants gradually learned to approach the spider until they touched the outside of the terrarium. They were then instructed to touch the spider with a paintbrush, then a glove, and then to pet it with their bare hands or hold it. Minutes after the therapy, participants were again shown photos of spiders, but this time their fMRI scans showed less activity in the fear region of their brains. This reduction continued even 6 months after the brief exposure therapy session. Fear of spiders is one of the most common specific phobias, and around 7% of the population suffers from this type of anxiety disorder. For some people, their anxiety is so intense that they won't stay in their homes if they even see an 8-legged creature crawl by. For people who find exposing themselves to their fear in real life too difficult or stressful, virtual reality exposure therapy is a promising alternative. In computerized therapy, the person with the phobia is exposed to virtual representations of spiders. Instead of being directly exposed to the creatures, you experience them through a headset. In a recent study, researchers demonstrated that exposing people with phobias to their fears at the exact same time their heart beats is more effective in reducing the severity of their phobias. Participants were divided into 3 groups and undertook computerized exposure therapy while wearing sensors to monitor their heart activities. In the first group, the spider images appeared at the same time as the individual's heartbeats, while participants in the second group viewed them in between heartbeats. In the third group, the images appeared at random with respect to the cardiac cycle. All groups showed some improvement, as they were all receiving exposure therapy in some form. However, participants' self-reported subjective sense of threat from spiders decreased significantly in the first group, whose spider image exposures coincided with their heartbeats. This proof-of-concept clinical trial shows that there may be an end to spider phobia for millions of people who are suffering from it.